Greetings, Technicals here. Cubic just wrapping up its ZEPH, and since I've done a video for the past 12, 50, 100 weeks on Cubic, I figured I'd just, keep it going. So last time, Cubic's been feathering off. Look at the price. Look at this. You see how many zeros? I can't even count the zeros without touching my monitor. Cubic price, not so hot. So last week I was kind of like chopping up the farm, moving some CPUs onto something else, staying on Cubic a little bit because it's more of a lottery. If you're unfamiliar, Cubic's a CPU and GPU mineable coin, mainly CPU. But it's very luck-based, and you don't know what your payout is until Wednesday when the epoch closes that 1 week period, and you get paid and you're like, oh, that's how much I made this past week. So it's nearly impossible to calculate. But what I can do and what I've been doing is taking what I got paid for that week and comparing it to the most profitable thing based on calculator websites. Sure, you can get better profits other places, but I'm using calculator websites because that's kind of like the baseline that we can all go off of. So did it make sense to mine Cubic for this week? As you can see, I only got 3 big fat solutions for the week because I only had 2 CPUs on it. So the previous 2 weeks, solutions were coming out to about $8 per solution. But this time around, 3 solutions only good for about 3.3 million Cubic. Previous week, I had 6 solutions good for 13.6 million. So I guess it became less difficult to find solutions for this week, or more people came on, and it wasn't nearly as profitable this week. So good for me. I didn't have everything pointed there, but when we start taking a look at the next most profitable thing, which according to the calculator websites, again, calculator websites, Quantum RL, Varus, Monero, Zephyr down below Monero. So take from that what you will. But even if you don't love me anymore, we take Quantum RL on RandomX and compare it to Cubic, and I changed the background to black because someone said that colorblind people can't see gray, so they couldn't see the spreadsheet or something. I don't know. Is that true? Taking it and plugging it in here, our alternative here, and it's great to read spreadsheets on a page with a guy down in the corner, right? Yeah, I know everybody loves that, but hey, we're in a bear market. No one's watching this shit anyway. Our alternative is 77 cents for each 7950X 3D, which were the only 2 CPUs that I had on Cubic for the week. Putting in power at 145 watts, that cost me $1.82 to burn these things a day. That would have given me a profit for the week of $7.12 had I been on Quantum RL or whatever the most next profitable thing was. And according to calculator websites, that hasn't really changed in many weeks. It's always around that high 60-cent mark in terms of 24-hour revenue for the 7950X 3D anyway. So Cubic, with those 3 solutions, now one got 2 and the other got 1, but we're just chopping it up. It gave us a profit of the week of $6.89. So, we're 10, 20, 20 cents off, 22 cents off. It's right there on the line, and it's so lottery-ish based. You kind of got to make that decision. Like, am I playing the lottery here, or am I playing the lottery? Am I playing, at the Bellagio craps table, or am I walking next door to the Cosmopolitan and playing the Cosmopolitan craps table? It's, what are you going to do? So really it comes down to the overarching question for every coin is, which coin do either A, I believe in, don't believe in any of them, or 2, which do I believe that everybody else will believe in, or 3, which coin do I believe other people will believe, that other people will believe, that speculators will believe, that other people will believe in, because that's the one that's going to go up. And so if you're just waiting for price appreciation across the board, then it really doesn't matter. It's just, throwing a dart or picking whichever coin looks the best. But if you're selling out at the time, indeed, it was profitable to run, barely. We're not seeing the profits that we've been seeing over the past few weeks, even with the price declines on Cubic. Now, again, that's at my power rate, so I'm at 7.5 cents. So if you're double that, then just erase, all this. You're playing with goose egg, and you are required to see price appreciation. You are required to speculative mine and yield mine and whatnot. So not great. What's my plan with Cubic? I've been going off and on, and people are even starting to make jokes and meme about it. Like, watch Technicals. I like watching you justify and convince yourself week to week to stay on Cubic, because I'm just addicted to that gambling aspect. It's like, because you don't know. Like if you're getting paid out day to day, then you can it's kind of wearing on you. You're like, all right, this is not paying off. It's the slot machine. You just see your money kind of gradually going down. Like, all right, I'm done with this. But if you're waiting like a lottery ticket for that big payout or small payout or whatever it is, or you just don't know what it is, and it comes once a week and you're like, oh, well, it was terrible this week. And so my justification is, if it's terrible for me, it's terrible for everybody else. Everybody else is going to pull off. So if I stay on it again for this week, then maybe I'll be the one to get, a better performance this time around next week. And that's kind of where I land, and that's kind of where I'm at now, because again, it is profitable. So why wouldn't I just keep a couple CPUs on there? Because putting my 7950 X3Ds, repurposing them for, say, another salad rig or something else, it just is not worth it. Because I could put them on Monero or Zephyr, but where are they going? The same place as Cubic, as far as I can tell right now, but Cubic's got a lot more room to run. So we know that if Cubic does make it to a bull market, there's going to be price appreciation. That will happen should it make it there. The question is whether or not it will make it there. I don't know about the project, if it's got problems, if they're coming up short on the roadmap or whatnot, but there seems to be a lot of people interested in it, mining it, staying active with it. The volume is there. So, can it last another 8 months? Probably. And so there will be price appreciation. And so, if the price doubles, triples, goes back to where it once was, then these numbers, all change. And it was profitable to mine it at the time. So, that's going to be more than, say, pointing those CPU miners over to NiceHash and hoping for a 2x on Bitcoin. Does that really make sense? So that's where I am with Cubic. I'd love to know, and genuinely, not just for engagement bait, love to know what the hell you guys are doing. If you're mining Cubic, if you're like, I have had enough of this back and forth, of this, kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, or are you also subscribing to the concept like me of, I'd rather scrape the bottom of this barrel than the barrel right next to it, because all the barrels are kind of empty. Which barrel are you going to scrape the bottom of? Let me know what you're doing in the comments below. If you like short, guy in the corner talking over a spreadsheet for approximately 8 to 12 minutes, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video. Subscribe if you're not already. I'm TheTechnicals. See you next time.